sunny and today.
So here we are. That was a voice crack. Here we are in the another week where we're doing some stuff. So yesterday I wrote a love letter to Atlantis. Roll the footage. Where do we start? How do we start this? I don't know how to write this. Dear Atlantis.
5 hours later.
Dear Atlantis, it has been an uncountable amount of weeks or months since I have laid my eyes on your beautiful face. It pains my heart to believe that this distance remains for much longer. If only time can rewind and take us back to where we started, where you and I were together under the shining moon. I dream of the night we could have one more dance under the sight of shooting stars. Call me insane. In fact, I already believe I am. But I cannot further this longing we have for the one I truly love, adore, and admire. Although I am not a particularly eloquent man, capable of making poetry, or write sonnets for your wonderful ears to listen to, or in being able to stand right next to you at this moment in time, my heart still beats for you. I want you to know that I think of you in every minute, and I pray every night just so I can see you again after this painful separation that you and I must endure. I hope you too have the same faith as me that we will both survive this. We will go through this pandemic together. Know that the fire of romance that exists between us will never fade. Until we meet again, my love, with solemn adoration, and with sweet kisses and love. LD. Right. I have filled this balloon with water and I'm going to stick this balloon to myself and try to do some morning exercises or morning workouts with this balloon attached to me. It's not going to be a smart idea, but it's still going to be an idea. It's going to be a challenge. First I have to get this on me. I don't really have anything except this duct tape. I may need a lot of duct tape for this. Give it a shot, I guess.
A few minutes later.
We're gonna do some jumping jacks again just to improve the muscle flexibility to make sure they're not as static as they should be. This is the incarnation of what has been done. The balloon surrounded by duct tape. I think it's because it's still cold. We put it in the fridge just to make sure that it doesn't wear out because of the sun and all the weather and being at room temperature. But I guess because it's cold, it's sort of melting the frost that is on the balloon at the time. I mean, it worked quite well. I should explain why I'm doing this. So, basically, we're trying to do a challenge. Me and a few of my friends are doing a challenge where we stuck a balloon onto ourselves, and specifically the right hand side of our bodies, to imitate someone who has type 1 diabetes and who has to have an insulin pump pretty much every day. Now, if you have an insulin pump or basically a medical device attached to yourself 24/7, it's sort of hard to do any physical activity or extreme physical activity. Your clothing is not really supported. Does not really support you in that regard. You have to hold it. But then if you hold it, it's still quite a nuisance because you basically, for example, you run, but then you have to do this all the time. You have to hold your pump all the time, which is kind of annoying to have. It would be really nice if you would have some clothing that could just let that nuisance take that away from you. Now, this is where our Pocket Hero comes in. They don't sponsor the video. I'm just letting the word out that there's this Lithuanian company that they're selling clothes specifically to aid type 1 diabetes children, if I should say, because children do a lot of physical activities during the day, and some children with type 1 diabetes, and type 1 diabetes is the one that is genetic. Our Pocket Hero is basically a clothing company that provides specific clothing that has the small pockets that you can put your insulin pump in, and you can still do physical activities, play on the playgrounds if you're a kid, or if you want to do some physical exercises like how I just did. Now, my friends and I, we don't really have type 1 diabetes, but we can imitate it by having this water balloon attached to us, imitating or mimicking the experience you would have if you have an insulin pump attached to you. It was quite hard to do, but I mean, it was still quite fun. If you want to have this idea, please do it, because it sort of raises awareness about the fact that these children who have insulin pumps, they still, in some societies, they still get bullied and stuff. They're socially quite awkward and socially distanced from everyone else. It would be really nice to show that actually, if we were to do something like that, we would understand their struggles, and then it's still quite a fun challenge to do anyway. So I guess that was it for that part of the week, and let's see what more comes out of it.
Tomorrow.
And it's still cloudy outside. I can't go out, I can't do anything, and I have nothing else to do. Oh well, we'll see next week, I guess.